What does the term legal reason for processing really mean for schools? For processing to be lawfully carried out under GDPR, you will need to identify a legal reason, that is to say, the lawful basis before you start to process personal data. There are 6 categories from which to choose. Let's take a look at each section to decide which best applies in schools. Consent. You can always process personal data when students or parents have given you consent to do so. However, only use the consent option where truly appropriate, as consent can be withdrawn. Consent must be sought when using biometric data or for non-school related activities such as using school photos for public materials. Always take into account other legislation where consent must be sought. There are laws on the use of electronic communications on marketing or selling, so consent is often sought when schools use parent details for marketing or selling items such as book bags or tickets to events. Legitimate interest may also apply, and you must decide the most valid reason for the basis of processing. Contracts. You may process data when entering into or carrying out a contract. You won't use this basis as a general basis to process students' data. However, this reason may be used when processing data for adults, staff, and organizations that supply goods and services, such as staff employment contracts. Complying with legal obligations. There are many legal obligations that a school must fulfill. You may process personal data lawfully if the data processing falls under this category. However, in most instances, public interest will also apply. You must decide which is the best choice for the basis of processing. Vital interests. Personal data may be processed when it is necessary to protect the vital interests of an individual. This lawful basis for processing is specifically focused on events which are regarded as life or death scenarios. It would be unusual, but not impossible, for schools to use this reason. Public interest. A school is a public body. As such, it is an organization which can process personal data to carry out public tasks that are normally expected within a school. For most processing activities, this will be the lawful basis to be selected. Legitimate interest. Since a school is classed as a public authority, it cannot use legitimate interests as a basis for data processing for its core activities, but it may use it for areas such as marketing or selling items such as book bags or tickets for events. This is also governed by rules on electronic communication, so consent is usually sought instead. To find out more and access free resources to help you on your GDPR journey, visit www.gdpr.school.